Bev and I are full-time travelers. That's right, no home, just travel. And when we started traveling abroad last year, we started getting a lot of questions about how we do things. So we decided to add a how-to series to our weekly vlog.
Yes, our weekly vlog is where we take you around and show you all the places we go and all the fun we have and the trouble we get ourselves into. We get ourselves into pickles sometimes.
Yes, we get ourselves in a lot of trouble. But today we're going to share with you 30 things you need to do before you travel abroad.
We're John and Bev, and we are the retirement travelers.
Number one is get an iPad or tablet. I was a little resistant at first because I'd always used a laptop, but it is amazing. You can download books, you can check maps. It is so handy when you're traveling on the road.
Number two is to create a digital notebook. Gone are the days where you carry a big spiral notebook with you with all your details. You need to make all of your details digital.
Number three is do your banking, do your accounting, do everything online. Sign up for everything digitally, no paper.
Number four is to create a file in your cloud of all of your important documents. We have a file that we use that we have put everything in it, from social security cards to insurance cards, our passport pictures, every document that we can think of that we might need to be able to prove who we are in an emergency.
Number five is update your contacts. If you don't like the person, get rid of them. Actually, you want to make sure that you have all the right email addresses, birthdays, anniversaries, everything, because when you're on the road, you want to send postcards and other things. Make sure you have the right information.
Number six is to use a VPN. In the United States, VPNs aren't really that important, but when you're traveling abroad, you need to know that your information on your computer or your iPad or your phone is safe. We use ExpressVPN and we love it. And it does several things for us besides keep our information safe when we're browsing online. It also enables us to set our location back at the United States so that we can see television shows or news programs. Sometimes websites don't allow you to reset a password unless you're in the States.
Number seven is get WhatsApp. It's an amazing tool for communication. Everybody overseas uses it, from tour operators to Airbnb hosts. That is how they will communicate with you. They don't want to make a long distance call to your telephone number. Also, it's great for video chats and connecting back with your friends and loved ones at home.
Number eight is make sure your passport has an expiration date that ends 6 months after you return home. A lot of countries will not allow you to enter the country if your passport is near expiration date. The other thing you need to know is that you need to make sure that your passport has plenty of pages. You can get a passport that has 52 pages in it when you start your journey, or you can get one that has 28, I believe, but nevertheless, make sure you have several pages because some countries will not allow you to enter unless you have several pages available for them.
Number nine is get some extra passport pictures taken and bring them with you. Occasionally, you may need them for visas.
Number 10 is make sure you have your visas. You need to do some research ahead of time to know which countries require an extra visa. Most countries will allow you to get a visa upon entry. There are websites out there that will help you determine which countries you need these for. Some countries like China or Vietnam might require you to get a visa ahead of time, and those can take some time. Sometimes they're a month, sometimes more. They're also costly, so be prepared for those.
Number 11 is make sure you know how long you can stay in the country you're visiting. In the Schengen zone, for example, you can only stay 90 days out of a rolling 180. Some countries you can stay only 30 days. It really all depends, so check each country before you go.
Number 12 is get an international driver's license. This is a very simple thing to do. You can go to a AAA. They charge, I think, $20 to do it. You give them a passport picture or they will take your picture, but there has been discussion online as to whether you really even need one. We have been asked for it on this trip, so be sure you get it ahead of time.
Number 13, if you're a U.S. citizen, make sure you enroll in the Smart Traveler program through the State Department. It's a great way to let your government know where you're at in a particular country at a particular time. In the unlikely event that a war or natural disaster would happen, they know how to contact you and they know you're there.
Number 14 is to get global entry. You have to apply ahead of time and you have to allow the government plenty of time to do a security screening on you, but it acts just like TSA pre-check. You go through the same lines at the airport in the United States, and when you return to the United States, it lets you skip the line because you've already been screened to come back into the country. It doesn't help you get into other countries, but it does help you return back to the United States.
Number 15 is check travel advisories through the State Department of each country you're going to visit. Sometimes the information is regionally based in a country, and that's how the country gets its rating, or it's something that happened in the past. Read the information and make the decision on your own. Are you willing to take the risk to travel to that country?
Number 16 is make sure you have an accountant or another trusted person that can help you handle issues that arise from the IRS. When you're abroad, it's very difficult to deal with little issues that come up. You might get a notice from the government saying you missed something on your taxes, but you need to have someone help you, even if you do your taxes yourself.
Number 17 is get a good financial advisor. Markets go up and down, and it's really important to have someone you trust while you're traveling.
Number 18 is arrange for someone to take care of your home when you're away. Now, you could do what we're doing and have no home, just travel. I mean, somebody thought of that, and it's very nice to just be able to travel abroad and not have a home to worry about. But if you are still keeping your home while you're traveling, you need to have someone who can handle all the issues that arise.
Number 19 is arrange for someone to manage your mail. Now, the first year we were traveling, we used a service to do this, but we made a big upgrade the second year. My sister does it. So if you have a family member that can check your mail, take pictures of it, and send it to you while you're away, it is amazingly helpful. Let me just say right now, Bev, thank you so much. We could not do this without you.
Number 20 is make sure you know your PIN numbers for your debit and credit cards. You may only use your debit card to withdraw cash from ATMs, but sometimes it might not work or there might be a hold placed on it, and you need to know your credit card PINs as well.
Number 21 is make sure your debit and credit cards do not charge an international transaction fee. You do not want to charge every time you use your card overseas.
Number 22 is get a list from your doctor of all the medications that you're taking and carrying with you. You can also get a printout from your pharmacy. But on that note, also make sure that you're carrying enough prescriptions to last your entire trip, unless you're doing what we're doing and purchasing prescriptions abroad.
Number 23 is get a good travel credit card. We use the Chase Sapphire Reserve. It's a little pricey, but the benefits outweigh the cost. We get into travel lounges, we have travel insurance, and we earn lots of points for cheap travel. It's worth it.
Number 24 is make a list of all of your vaccinations. When John and I began our trip, we were going through all of our things downsizing, and we came across various shot records from our childhood. So we put them in a spreadsheet and created an essentially a master list of all of our vaccinations. And this is very helpful. It also, we've put in notes to tell us when we need the next series of vaccinations for a particular country. So just go ahead and get all of that organized and get it ready to go.
Number 25 is make sure you have all of your travel vaccinations for each country that you're going to visit. In some cases, it takes a little bit of time to get all your vaccinations. You might need a series of 2 or 3 shots, so make sure you allow enough time to get your vaccinations done before you visit a country.
26 is read up on every destination you're going. Know what the tipping customs are, know the exchange rate, and other important cultural information that you need. Some countries require you to wear a long skirt to enter a temple or to enter a cathedral, and you need to know these things before you go.
Number 27 is try to minimize the number of booking sites that you use. We have found if you use too many, it gets a little bit confusing trying to keep track of what you booked, when and where.
Number 28 is get a good travel insurance. This can help with trip interruptions, or if you get sick and you have to cancel. It can also assist you if something happens on your trip and you've lost your luggage or other things. Also, your travel credit card can sometimes help with these things. So make sure you know what your rights are on all of these things and be prepared for them.
Number 29 is make sure you're signed up for all the customer loyalty programs, whether you're flying, taking a ferry, taking a train, staying in hotels. Make sure you're signed up, you have a number, and keep track of them.
Number 30 is know your phone plan before you go. There are various plans out there, and some of them can be quite costly. They charge you by the day, or perhaps with Google Fi, they have an unlimited plan, but if you're gone full-time like we are, you can't use it full-time. It's not designed for that. So what we're doing abroad this year in Europe is we're buying SIM cards as we go. And it's a little more complicated and adds more complexity to our trip, but that's what we're doing. So we have finished all 30. And if you have found value in this, be sure you hit subscribe. It really helps the algorithm to help us grow our channel, and we really appreciate it. If you have some other ideas or you have tips for someone else, leave them in the comments. Other people can read them and we can all learn as a community together. We will see you next time.
Be sure to hit subscribe and follow along on our retirement journey around the world.